What's next? I want to talk about leash laws. I've always grown up with well-behaved dogs. I don't have a dog now, but through most of my life, I've always had a dog, and they've always been well-behaved, and I always thought that I just got lucky with the dogs I had. And it turns out it's only half the answer. Dogs just want to do a job. They want to please you. And all you have to do is tell them what you want them to do, basically in their own language, whatever. And it's not breed specific, it's not even dog specific, but everyone has their own language, and you just have to teach the dog and make them understand through something that they understand. And leash laws are only important for the lowest common denominator, which is the people who do not know how to control their dogs. There are no such thing as a bad dog. They're just bad people. So a leash law is not really necessary for a dog that knows how to maintain a perimeter within a few dozen feet from their master. Let's say master rather than owner, because who can own a living being, but their caretaker. If a dog can stay within eye shot of their caretaker, that's fine. Also, the dog has to be relatively socialized. A dog on a leash is much more aggressive than a dog off a leash. That's a known fact. But a dog on a leash is much more in control. So when something happens, the caretaker, master, or owner can take control of the situation. So everyone who has a dog and walks it, I don't care if they walk it off leash, but they have to maintain control. And if their dog is meandering around, running around, even if it's a very friendly dog, there's a chance it can get hurt severely, because who knows who else is walking their dog who doesn't know how to control it. Which I ran to a guy and he said, "Oh, let me get my dog." And I said to him, "Well, is your dog aggressive?" And he says, "Mostly, no." What kind of an answer is that? You either have an aggressive dog or you don't have an aggressive dog. An aggressive dog is basically not a defensive dog. It's a dog who goes out and makes an attempt to harm you. And I wasn't in any chance of getting between the caretaker, the owner, the master, and the dog. All I want to do is continue on my way. But he's walking the dog off leash and not sure how aggressive it is. That's irresponsible, and that's the kind of person, the reason for leash laws. I mean, common sense is if you can maintain the control and have your dog within 10 feet of you at all times, a leash law is not that important. But if you can't do that, your dog should be on a leash, not for everyone else's safety, for its own safety. And I love dogs. I would love to have a dog, but due to the current circumstances, I have 4 cats. And because of my need deep down inside of my heart for a dog, I'm trying to train my cats to act more like dogs. And I got lucky with my current white cat, who he's not really catty. He's not an aggressive cat. When we first got him, we had mice, and we had 2 other cats who would bring him mice to try to teach him how to hunt them, which is cruel in a way, but it is definitely cruel, torturing a mouse. But for him, it was just this wonderful thing just to watch. He doesn't have the, chase, catch, kill. He barely has a chase. The only chase he has is when he has to chase a light laser pointer. He loves doing that. But chasing a mouse, he just wants to watch them, which is very uncat-like. I guess we had 2 other cats who would catch the mice, and one of them would just bring them and present them, say, "I have caught you a mouse." Well, he just there's something interesting to look at. I digress. Training a cat is I have to learn the language of a cat, or of the cat, so it's not going very well. But at least when he sees the bell, he knows it's time to be brushed, and he likes that. I can brush him for 10 minutes straight, ring the bell with his little paw, and he thinks it's the greatest game in the world because he gets brushed. And I'm going to do this for 30 days for Marchas Aras, because Unis Anis, Markiplier, and Crank Game Plays Ethan have a daily YouTube channel which will be deleted after 1 year from November. And I watch it, and I figured I'd compete in the, or participate, not compete, participate in learning a skill once a day for 30 days of March, because it sounds like a fun idea. And although I'm not learning, actually I am learning a skill. The skill is I'm learning how to learn a language and train a cat. Well, the cat's learning to ring a bell to be brushed, which is not really a skill, but it's a fun thing, you know, I can build upon. So if he learns one thing, and making a different bell for another thing. Or if this doesn't work, I spent 30 days with quality time with a cat. It's always good to spend quality time with your kids and your pets. It's always good just to decompress and force yourself to unplug, whether it's walking in the woods or training a cat how to ring a bell. But that's my meandering of my thought process as I talk about leash laws, and well, initially I thought they were necessary, but I realized they are necessary for the lowest common denominator of people who are irresponsible pet owners. What's next?